What's up, guys? This is Demon. I'm gonna give you guys 5 really solid tips on how to improve your music. Um, so let's get right into it. Number 1, and this is also for me too. I'm making this video because I have a newfound focus towards my music, and I really want to share kind of the aspects of what I'm doing because it's making my music better, and I want it to help you as well. So, number 1, how do you spend your time? What do you do? Like, how long are you at your job? What do you do when you come home? Like, how often do you watch TV, play video games, your time with friends and family, in your work schedule? So what do you do that gets in the way of your music? Like, if you come home, and let's say you get home at 8 o'clock, right? And you decide to play video games for 3 hours, well, that 3 hours could have been spent on your music. So, like, what do you do instead of music? Like, what gets you distracted from it? Because I do it too. Like, it's so easy to come home and just play Madden for 3 hours, but I need to get my ass in gear on this music. And that's what's going to make me better than the next guy, the guy that doesn't record often, that doesn't write as much because he's, too busy watching Netflix or too busy playing video games. And don't get me wrong, like, time with friends and family, and you can't help that you work, but you should have a set amount of time per day to work on your music. So, here's the next question. How much of your everyday life is spent on music? Like, how often do you listen to it? How often do you put time towards your music? Like, take time out of the day to actually get down, get the dirty, nitty, gritty shit out of the way. How long do you sit and study the dictionary? That's not the most fun thing to do, but it's going to make your music better. You're going to have more of a vocabulary to work with, more of an extensive kind of arsenal that you can use, not only for your songwriting purposes, but for freestyling as well. Knowing a lot of words really makes winning a battle easier, and it really makes creating music easier too, because let's say you have a rhyme scheme and you're stuck on a word. If you read the dictionary and you study rhyming patterns and syllable counts and stuff like that, or even just read a new word a day, or just try to incorporate a new word into your raps every day, you're going to become a better MC over time, because that's more words that you know, that's more you can say in your music, and you're not limited by how many words you know. Because that's a barrier that a lot of people are too prideful to admit. Like, that's why Eminem is so good, because he studies the dictionary. But, there are artists, I'm sure, rappers, I'm sure, that sit there and they're like, oh, I know enough words, it doesn't matter. But sooner or later, you're going to start noticing that you're writing the same shit over and over and over, and you kind of hit the ceiling and you can't bust through it, because you only know so much until you go and actually study. And that studying is going to make you a better MC and a better artist. You don't necessarily have to be a rapper for this. It'll help you in music and even in conversation and stuff like that. But for these purposes, it's more towards the music. But, like, it will just make you more intelligent, and people can connect more. So, the next thing is, how often do you study your idols? This, like I said with Eminem, studying the dictionary. Like, how often do you study not only the music, but the people behind it? Because that's what people are going to cling to. You can have a hit record. That's, Vanilla Ice, or, even Eminem. But, like, people don't only like Eminem for his music. They like him for his story, what kind of person he is. Like, there are people that are nuts and crazy fans that, like, go to his house and stuff. I'm not saying you should do that, but I'm just saying, people not only, they like his music, but they like him. Okay, that's a completely different thing. Like, let's say, I don't know, Nirvana. I fucking love Nirvana. But let's say you love Kurt Cobain, but you hate Nirvana's music, but you support Nirvana because of Kurt Cobain and what kind of person he is. Like Eminem. Like, let's say you don't necessarily like his music, but you have to respect what he came from, everything he went through, everything he's been through to get to the point that he's at today. So you need to study your idols, what makes them popular, what makes people cling to them. Is it their story? Is it, what they've done lately in the media, something like that? Like, what did they do to get not only your attention, but get other people's attention as well? What about their music is clingy and makes people want to listen? That's really important. Is understanding and identifying the things that make music like catchy and make the things that make you want to go back and listen to it again. Because the thing is, every artist has fans, but if you have the knowledge of the structure of the songs and what makes people want to listen, you're going to be a lot more popular. So number 3, these are kind of just bullet points, and I have a couple questions under each one of them. How often do you market yourself? Now, let me get this straight. I do not mean marketing as in going on a fucking video and posting your damn link. That is not marketing. That's, here's a link. To me, marketing is, okay, for example, Dan. There was one point in time I didn't know him, which is crazy because we've been friends for years. But I found him, or I think he found me, actually, and he's like, hey, you're doing great. You got a couple of things you got to work on, but I can help you with it. Let's chat about it. That's what I mean by market yourself. Don't post a link, because people, you see this millions of people on Facebook or in YouTube or anything really, when they're promoting their music, they just post a link and they're like, oh, it's good. It's like, no. If you're watching an Eminem video, or if you're watching a Kendrick Lamar video, or, an artist in general, you want to give your opinion on it, or start up a conversation. You don't want to just be like, here's my link. I listen to Kendrick, boom. Or the shit I see all the time, I'm a 13-year-old rapper, or I'm a 16-year-old rapper just trying to make it big. A lot of people hate on me, whatever, I don't care. Fuck haters and trolls or whatever. Come listen to my music. That's not what I mean by marketing. People that do that are desperate. And here's the thing that really pisses me off. A lot of the people that I see doing that kind of shit have like 10,000 subscribers, or like 3,000 or whatever, more than me. But here's the thing. When you have that amount of people, you really shouldn't be doing that in the first place, because that's really annoying. People are going to just scroll past your comments, delete them, flag them. You want to be able to spark up a conversation and get to know people. Because here's the thing. Let's say, for Dan for example, let's say Dan drops a new freestyle video. I comment on it, say what I liked about it, say what I didn't like about it. He's going to take that into account, right? And we're going to talk about, like, we do this all the time, but just using him as an example, like, we discuss what could make it better, why I liked it, why he liked it. Like, when I send him songs, he's like, oh, I don't like this about it, and I fix it. Or, I back my song and be like, I like it, I take your opinion into account, but I still like it. You know what I mean? So it's really good to conversate about the music and about their music. So, like, if, let's say, you give them constructive criticism on their song, like, let's say I did that for Dan. Dan will come back and do that for me. That's the thing that people need to realize when you're posting links and shit. You don't want people to post their links to your videos. You'd rather them leave a comment, right? Get some interaction out of it. Because if you're just posting a link, that doesn't really tell you what kind of person they are. People cling to other people, not necessarily the music. Your music doesn't even matter. And don't take that out of context, but what I'm saying is, anybody can post a link. It takes a real person to give your opinion, to spark a conversation, to understand each other, not only as artists, but, like, as people. Because, like I said, anybody can post a link. You need to make yourself different than what everybody else is doing. And if everybody else is like, oh, I'm a 16-year-old rapper, listen to my shit, or here's a link, like my music. No, they're not going to you don't just want people to like the fucking music. You want people to like you as a person. You want people to connect with you. You can't build a movement off of just, here's my link. You're going to build a movement off of like an MGK type of thing. Like, this is what I've been through. Like, putting yourself in the music, but not only that, going, like, when you're handing out mixtapes or whatever, you conversate with the people. You sign them. You do things, give away things for your fans. You do stuff more than just posting a link. So when I say market yourself, I don't mean post a damn link. I mean spark up a conversation, share a video, tell people that you shared the video, tell them what you liked, what you didn't like. Quit with this, I'm a 16-year-old rapper, or posting these links, because that's not marketing. That's spamming. There's a big difference. Marketing, you connect with people. You use your brain. How much brain power or how much do you really care about sharing your music when all you do is post a link? That makes you look lazy. And here's the thing. If I post a link and that's all I do, like if I just post my little URL, people are going to think I'm lazy with my music. Like, it's the same thing. Like, okay, you don't have enough energy to spark a conversation with me and really get to know me as a person. You send me your fucking link. People are going to delete it. Like, you're not smart enough to realize that there's no reason to respond to that. People aren't going to do it. Like, they don't feel compelled or feel like they're a part of your movement when you just spam them. No, if you conversate with them, get to know them as a person, you want to make people follow you. You want to make people become your fans, and you do that by conversating. So learn how to market yourself. Do it right, and don't do it the easy, quick, lazy way, because that reflects people's mindset on your music. Like, you don't want your music to seem lazy because you don't know how to brand yourself or market yourself or spark up a conversation. You want to make a movement, not a flash in the pan that you listen to a song for 15 seconds and skip it, or send an email, or like send a link on a YouTube video, or a whiny comment bitching about how nobody listens to your music. You give your opinion, you spark a conversation, you make people want to be a part of what you're doing. Now, the second point was don't spam your music. I kind of already went over that, but don't spam your music, because that makes you look cheap, makes you look lazy. Like I said, people will associate the way you market yourself with how you make your music. You do not want to come across as a lazy, like, stupid creator, do you? That's not what I want. That's not what Eminem does. You gotta put yourself in like an Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, Nas mindset, you know? Like, you gotta put yourself in their shoes. Realize, what did they do? What are people that are bigger than you doing? They're not posting, they're just posting their link. You know, they're really connecting with people. That's how they get the fans. So don't spam, because that's gonna make you look lazy as shit, and you don't want to look lazy to your fans. Number 4, what are your goals in music? And I mean, like, not only just music, but as in YouTube or whatever. You need to set a goal, because if you don't have a goal, you have nothing to achieve. Like, let's say, okay, I have 500 YouTube subscribers. I don't. That'd be awesome, but, you know, whatever. Let's say that's my goal, right? There's something to work toward there. You can't just be like, oh, yeah, I'm making music. It's like, okay, well, what are your goals for that? Why are you doing it? What are you hoping to achieve on your musical journey? You need to set a bar. You need to set a line so you can achieve it. So you feel like you're doing something. You're motivating yourself. You're setting deadlines. You're going to meet your own expectations, you know? Because if you don't have goals, then you don't really have a reason to be doing it. Number 4, another bullet point is, who do you dream to collaborate with? So this goes along with goals. So, like, who is your top 5? Like, Eminem, Kurt Cobain. That's not really possible. I mean, it is, but he'd be my number 2. Ed Sheeran, Machine Gun Kelly, and this is tough. I want to say Shinedown or Stained. Damn, Logic is my 5th one. But think about who you want to collaborate with, and you want to become that for somebody else. And that's really important too, is you can market yourself to other artists, but you have to do it in a way that's not lazy. Number 4, the third bullet point. Where does your drive come from? This is really important. Where do you get your musical inspiration from? You know, like, what motivates you to do what you're doing? That's a big point, and a big part of it is, if your motivation is money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Now, to earn a living off of your music, that is fair. But if you're just like, oh, I want to do this because I want money. Like, no, you should be doing it because you want to touch people's lives. You want to change people. You want to connect with people. And in turn, you will make money because people want to support you because they feel like they're supporting themselves. That's what the music is about. You want to connect with people, so people connect with, like, your overall vision. You want them to not only connect with you, but feel like they're connecting with themselves. Like when you give them a song, you want them to feel like they're looking in the mirror. Like they're standing in your shoes. And people aren't going to do that if your motivation is to make money. Like, that's not what I do this for. I do it because I love to make music, and it's fun, it's challenging, it's just how my brain works. Like, I'm like, my mind's always been programmed to do this. Like, when my friend Tyler and he's in a couple of my older videos, like, we were, I think, like, 8 at the time, so a long time ago, because I'm 20 now. We've been friends for years and years. We wrote lyrics every once in a while. Every time we'd hang out, we'd write lyrics, and then, like, we'd perform songs for his mom. So, yeah, it goes back that far. But you really have to be motivated and have the right reasons and the right mindset, and you have to keep pushing yourself to do better. Because if you're not trying to become better, then you become worse. If you're not going to have drive, then you're going to become lazy, and nobody wants to listen to a lazy, like, uninspired, like, unenthusiastic artist. That's just not what people cling to. Number 5. Anything that gets in the way of music, cut it out. Now, this is where it gets really serious, guys. Like, if you come home and you watch 2 hours of Netflix, that's 2 hours you need to be spending on your music. If you play video games for 3 hours, like tonight, I'll admit it, I played video games for an hour and a half. I'm still making a video, though. What I'm trying to do is to change your mindset from, oh, I can record that next week, or I can finish that tomorrow, to, I've got 2 hours right now. I can totally knock the song out, or I can work on a new thing, or I can, just be more proactive about your music. And if you are, I don't want to say wasting time, but spending too much time doing stupid shit that's getting in the way of your music, then cut it out. Next bullet point. You want to spend more time on your music than anything else. That means, like, yes, you're going to have work. You're going to have to spend time with your family. I don't mean cut your family out and become reclusive. And I don't mean quit your job. What I mean is, like I said, when you come home from work, you take a shower, you freshen up, whatever, that's fine, but you get your ass to work on the music. This is what I'm doing, and it's helping my music out tremendously. I got this idea from Drew Morrissey because he mentioned, like, he always plays Madden, and he feels like that's time he should be spending on his music, and that's why his music isn't as good as it could be. I completely 100% agree. That's why I'm, like, taking this idea and sharing it with you guys, because all that time you're spending on that Madden or that Call of Duty or Halo or Netflix or whatever it is, if you put that towards your music, it's going to be better. So the next thing goes hand in hand with that is stop making excuses. Learn how to manage your time. Meaning, like, let's say you set a deadline for a song, and then it doesn't happen because you're playing Madden or on Netflix or whatever you decide to do, and you're like, oh, well, that could be done, but I want to play Netflix. It's like, no, if you're an artist, if you're really, truly about this, if you really want to make the music, cut that shit out. Your mindset should be on the music. Now, I'm not saying you can't have a day off. I'm not saying you can't play video games. I'm just saying don't let that get in the way of your music. Like, that's the next point. Off days are needed. Just not every day. Don't make it an everyday activity to come home and spend 3.5 hours playing fucking Madden, because that's 3.5 hours that somebody else is working on their music and being more popular, being, networking, and being more motivated and more likely to succeed with their music because you're sitting on your ass and they are being proactive about their music and, sharing it more or vlogging more. They're doing something to make themselves better as an artist or better as a musician while you're sitting on your ass playing Madden. Think about it that way when you come home and spend 3 hours on Madden. Like, some other dude is probably recording, a great mixtape or a great album or a great song. And I could be doing that. I have the potential to do that, but I'm going to sit on my ass and play Madden. Like, you're okay to have an off day, but don't allow the off days to become every day. So this is the challenge that I have for myself that I've been following and for you. So, spend 28 hours a week on music. That sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. Because if you think about it, you have to promote yourself. You have to, I call it dictionary diving. Just learn more. Learn more words. Learn, like, phrases, and, like, learn how to write a hook. Learn melodies. Learn notes. Learn scales. Learn how to play guitar. Learn how to use Logic or Fruity Loops, or how to better use your mic and the equipment that you have. Learn better ways to write in a different way, use different words, spend more time recording and memorizing your music. Like, I spend 4 hours a night. Every night when I get home, it usually ends up being like 2 a.m. So I spend more time on my music than I originally planned for, and that's okay. That's what's supposed to happen. If you're an artist and you really enjoy creating music, the time will fly by and you'll be like, holy shit, it's like 3 a.m. I should probably go to bed and go to work, because I gotta go to work tomorrow. That's what's gonna happen. If you love music, the 4 hours a day, 28 hours a week isn't really that bad. Because if you enjoy it, then it shouldn't feel like a job. It should feel like you're creating something and you're becoming better for it. So with this 4 hours a day thing, 28 hours a week, you're going to become better when you focus on these things. You're going to be having more followers on Twitter if you're promoting yourself. You're going to have better rhyme schemes, better lyrics if you dive into a dictionary. You're going to have better music if you learn the fundamentals of the music, of syllables, of the rhymes, of multi-syllable rhyming, that kind of stuff. If you dive into that writing and dictionary, like memorizing and stuff, you will become a better artist. And then if you spend more time recording and memorizing your stuff, then you can perform and you can show people, and you won't be afraid. You won't have stage fright. You'll be confident because you know your shit. So my challenge to you guys is spend 28 hours a week. That's like a part-time job, which music should be more than that to you if you're really wanting to do anything with this. 28 hours a week spend on any aspect of music. You should have, I have it like written down. Every day of the week I have something different. So like I'll dictionary dive on Monday, right? I will write a new hook on Tuesday. I'll write the verses for it on Wednesday. I'll do another dictionary dive on Thursday. I'll record and talk to Dan the next day. You know what I mean? Like, just do something different every day. This allows you to finish your music more, be planned out, be able to make deadlines and actually meet them and hold yourself accountable, because you're working towards something and you're doing it daily. You're not allowing yourself to be lazy. Like I said, though, an off day is alright, but this is a surefire way to become a better artist, have better lyrics, have better music, have better hooks, better verses, and just become a better artist and have more fans, more of a movement, and more of a reason to keep going with this music shit. So 28 hours a week, 4 hours a day, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm inviting you guys to do. Tell me little tricks and stuff that you guys do to keep yourselves motivated, keep yourselves on track. How often do you spend being distracted? How often do you actually work on your music? How much better could you be? With this system, you'll find out, because I'm becoming better every day. So this is Demon, how to rap, called this Real Talk Time, because I'm giving you tips and tricks on how to become a better artist and stop being lazy and how to meet those deadlines. See you guys in the next video.